hello. Welcome to our Hey Boo channel where we interview our members and you get to know who they are and connect with them at another level. Here at Hey Boo, our goal is truly to support women entrepreneurs. So we offer the tools, the resources, the community, and the visibility to help them succeed. And our unique approach combines being real, empowering each other, and offering consistent support. My name is Mary Grace Iniguez, and I am the founder of Hey Boo. And it is my honor today to be able to interview Devon Anderson, who is a member of Hey Boo in Las Vegas. So y'all are in for a treat because what she does is super cool and super fun. So Devon, welcome to Hey Boo.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to have you. Ever since I met you, you were just like this ball of energy. And I'm like, I need to know her. Well, actually, back up. Before I met you in person, I was already stalking you on Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
So please introduce yourself and tell them more about your business.
My name is Devon Anderson. I run Catch My Thrift. So, it is a fully curated, thrifted boutique. I have a focus on natural fibers. So, I really like to source pieces that are made with quality, natural fibers. I do have a focus on elevated designer labels as well, and then vintage, of course. So I curate small batch collections of these pieces. They're often influenced by current trends, and I help build Pinterest boards to help inspire those collections. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh my God. So, how did you get into it?
I've been thrifting since I was a kid. I've grown up in thrift stores. We got a lot of our clothing from consignment stores as a kid. And so it was just really normal for me to shop there. I really loved thrifting in high school. My grandma took us and all of my cousins, and it was like my first introduction to like real thrift shopping. She loved it so much. And so that's when I started like developing my style. I started wearing like little boys' blazers and band tees, skinny jeans were very in at the time. But that's where I kind of started to develop my clothes. And then a few years ago, I felt a really strong calling to find something that was mine. I really wanted to create an elevated thrifting experience for Vegas. I really wanted to show people that you can still shop all of these amazing trends, but do it in a more sustainable way. All of these really cool trends are still available in the thrift store, and we are overwhelmed with clothing. So, making an easier thrifting experience for people was really where I wanted to go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I never really gone thrifting. I'll just be very honest, but I've been intrigued with it in the recent year. I think also because as I evolve, my style evolves and really just wanting to be not unique, but really hone in on my style and have those pieces that because I'm very timeless. Like I like to wear neutrals, like I'm that neutral girl. Um but I like to add like pieces that kind of like oomph up the
Hmm.
outfit. And so
Yes.
that's why I've been dabbling in thrifting, but I just don't know where to go. You know, I kind of get annoyed of like sifting through things.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what you do, right?
Exactly. So it can be very overwhelming. I mean, I can even get overwhelmed sometimes. You go in and you're surrounded by thousands of articles of clothing. All of thrift stores are organized differently. Sometimes they're very chaotic and messy, and you might not even know what you're looking for. So I really just like to take the stress out of it. I spend hours sifting through these pieces, and having a bit more of a narrow focus kind of helps me not go broke, but make sure that I'm bringing a really clear, concise collection to my customers. So, yeah, you can absolutely build all different aesthetics at the thrift store if you know what you're looking for. So, taking the stress out of the shopping experience is really where I like to come in.
Yeah, so I would love you because again, I'm looking for those pieces, but I get annoyed and overwhelmed, and then I kind of get discouraged because, like you just said, you don't know what you're looking for. But sometimes I'm just like, oh, I can't find anything I like, or you like something and then it's not in your size. So I want to hear from you as an expert because what I've seen in some videos is that I usually get locked into my size, right? And I'm like, okay, sometimes I'm size 10, sometimes I'm size 12, sometimes I'm size medium, a large, whatever. And what I found is like, if I don't get locked in on that and I just try on the pieces and I'm like, oh my God, that looks really cute. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's an XL because I want it like oversized. So can you give us some tips when it comes to thrifting? Like if someone wanted to do it themselves. I don't recommend they do it because girl, I tried. But what are some tips?
Yeah, so really, like you said, I try to explain that to my customers all the time. Like these tag sizes, honestly, they mean nothing. When you're finding secondhand clothing, it can be vintage and it's going off of vanity sizing, which was, smaller
Oh.
and worn differently. So pieces just wear differently. It might have been washed, it might have been tailored. And in addition to that, sizing has just changed over the years. We call a size 3 a size 2 4 now, and things are just so
Mhm.
different. European sizing, I mean, it's just a lot. So like you said, if you just go in like, I'm looking for a chunky sweater, I'm looking for a black top. If you kind of go in with the expectation of like the piece you're looking for and then eliminate the sizing part and just try things on, it really helps. It really does, because yeah, you might want something to be a bit more oversized. You might want it to fit more, small, and just trying the pieces on and wearing them helps take the stress out of the sizing part for sure.
Thank you for sharing that. I think, especially as women, we do get locked in on that number and that size. And then you realize, no, every piece is made differently, every brand. And I like how you said that about the
Hmm.
vanity sizes, or some people alter, get their jeans done. And so that might alter the waist a little bit when you go into shop some jeans or some pants.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. And I think sometimes, just as women in general, we feel a little bit discouraged talking about measurements and numbers and things like that. It feels really icky and uncomfortable just because of the way society has made us feel. And so I like to include measurements on all of my pieces. So if you shop my website, you'll see that everything has measurements on it. And so if you're familiar with your own personal measurements, there is no hiding anything here. We'll know exactly how this piece will fit. I like to do personal shopping for people as well, and that's one of the first things I ask. I'm totally willing to help people get their measurements as well, but yeah, it helps me shop and find the piece that can be catered to you. It'll fit you perfectly because we know exactly what the measurements are. So I like to just take that stigma out of it because we all just want to feel good in our clothes.
You do the personal shopping and that you do go by the measurements, because yes, you could have, so for me, I have a big booty but then I have a smaller waist, and so if I do try, that's why I said I range from size 10 to 12 to 14, and those three numbers, but it's
Hmm.
because of the booty, the legs, and then the waist, and I'm like, okay, this is not working out sometimes. So I love that you offer personal shopping and then you do go by the measurements of our unique sexy bodies.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, we all are made differently. That's what's so beautiful about our bodies in general and just the way we can express ourselves in our clothes. So I don't want someone to feel left out because they think I only offer a certain range of sizing. At the end of the day, there is definitely something on my racks that is going to fit because I just shop the clothing and I make
Yeah.
sure that I offer a wide variety of pieces so everyone can feel included and loved and beautiful. And yeah, I just like to take that stress away from it because there is so many amazing pieces out there that are meant for you.
Yeah. So tell me, what lights you up about your business and what you're doing?
Honestly, so I love vintage in general, but there's something so special about having a piece of clothing. We'll just use a leather jacket, for example. I had a really beautiful suede leather jacket on my racks this weekend at one of my events. I've had it since like February, and it's
Mhm.
beautiful. It's stunning. It's just the right person hadn't come along yet. This girl comes into my booth and she tried it on and she's like, I have been looking for a suede black jacket for like months and I just couldn't find the right thing. This is literally perfect. And this girl was like glowing. She was so pumped and it literally just like talking about it gives me chills. Like that is what makes me so excited because if I hadn't found that article of clothing, if I hadn't found that piece and brought it on my rack, that person wouldn't have found it and they wouldn't have gotten to feel that way. And so, like, that's what lights me up. Like, being able to let people know that they can find the things they're looking for in a sustainable way. Shop local, shop small, be sustainable, and look badass.
Yeah.
I love it. That just like fills me up with joy.
Oh, I love it so much. So where can people find you? Because I know that you're at a couple of markets throughout the city, but how else like can they get in touch with you?
So I pop up, like you said, all over Vegas. I'm trying to be everywhere all at once right now, and building my community. I also am on Instagram. So the girlies that follow me, everybody that follows me there, will be able to see where I'm going to be at, my product launches, sneak previews of things. I kind of tease stuff. You get access to my pieces before I take them to markets. I
Ooh.
also have a website. So I post my curated collections bi-monthly on my website, and that's where you can get a hold of me for personal shopping as well.
Okay, so let's talk about these curated collections as well. So,
Yes.
what makes you different? Because I've seen a couple of the pieces. So, I have a couple of girlfriends who have shopped you and they have worn them or they have brought them. And I'm like, oh my God, that is super cute. It's a certain, so I'm not a stylish girl and I don't know the words. I just know what I like on my body. So, you're going to have to help me with that. But what would you say is like your style and the curated pieces you create? Because girl, I've seen them on a couple of my girlfriends and I'm like, that is cute. Like one of my girlfriends brought one of those jean jacket. It was a vest.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and she was like, does this look good? And she put it on. I was like, yes, girl, that looks awesome. And it looked
Oh,
literally brand new. Like she picked it up at the store, but then
yeah.
she told me she picked it up at your boutique.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh my gosh, that just like made my day. Um, so like I mentioned earlier, I do build Pinterest boards. So there's all different kinds of aesthetic. We can go with tennis core, we can go with boho, we can go with Y2K. All of those different aesthetics are out there. And so how I build my collections are kind of based off of a mood board. A lot of us women, when we're looking for outfits, we head to Pinterest. That's just helps us find how do I find how to style that the denim vest? How do I style these jeans? We go to Pinterest for inspo. That's how I build my collections. So I kind of, it might be a very 90s workwear aesthetic or something like that. Then I go from that to then go shopping. I go shopping based on that aesthetic under those guidelines that I've created. So it's the quality, the natural fibers, the vintage, the elevated designer. And so that kind of helps there be a cohesiveness in my rack, but with different visual aesthetic. So everyone can kind of be a part of it.
Ah, I love
Yeah.
that.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so I'm gonna jump to a different topic. And I'm just gonna throw this at you because I know you and I briefly talked about it at an event, and we were talking about energies. And
Hmm.
so I know that some people, because I am one of those people too, is again, I want to thrift, I want to check out vintage pieces, but I'm an energy person and I'm like, I don't know if I want to take home like a consignment sale or what are those called? Estate sales. You know,
Yes.
you go in, even furniture, right? And I'm like, I really want to go in there, but I don't know. Like this person cats, and like I don't know, the energy around it. So you and I talked about that. What are your takes and thoughts about it?
So I actually went to one of my dear friends, Chloe, who's like a Reiki healer. She does like a lot of stuff like that. And I was like, please tell me, how do I protect my energy while I'm thrifting and protect
Yeah.
my customers? I do have an understanding that people and their spirits or their energy might be attached to clothing, might be attached to these articles and things. And I just want to make sure that everything is cleansed and clear before I send it home. So I actually, when things come to my home, I take sage and I sage the bags right by the front door. I also carry crystals in my purse
Mhm.
that I carry with me in my bag to kind of just protect my energy that way. And I've also started purchasing from my small business friends, purchasing different healing stones and things that I wear all the time. um, because, yeah, those things are important to me and I do want to consider them. Yeah.
Oh, I love that you do that because again, I had those thoughts and then you and I were talking at an event and you're like, yeah, I actually cleanse them before I even take them into my home. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, I love that you do that. So for me, I'm like, I'm going to shop her rack because it's safe,
It's
for
not
people who
haunted.
are, yeah, for people who that's important to them,
Yes,
and that is something that they do follow within their spirituality and their energy, protecting their energy. So I love that you do that.
you.
So I know I got super excited and I just went all in. But when did you start your business?
So the idea started a couple of years ago.
Mhm,
I was in an engagement. I was very sick.
mhm,
I now know that I have lupus and epilepsy, but at the time I didn't. So I was very sick. I was on all these different medications. My hair was falling out. I was just not
mhm,
doing well. And I was trying to find something that was made me feel good, helped me, feel good, and also aligned with what my life looked like now. I
yeah,
wasn't quite as healthy. I used to work in retail and I was a store manager for so many years. So I just couldn't do the things that I was doing before that also aligned with the way that I felt. So
mhm,
I decided I wanted to start my own brand, and Catch My Thrift was born. It's so funny to look at my marketing materials now and like all the things that I made and created because they're so vastly different than the way that it looks now. And it
oh,
tells me that the time wasn't right because everything, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't even figure out how to just put the thing on the wall and take a picture of it. And, I knew that the vision wasn't right. The aesthetic wasn't there. It
yeah,
wasn't the time. And I kind of just put it down. I had all these clothes and just it stopped. The Instagram just died, and that was it. This
uh,
year, after I took an entire year of healing, I started therapy. Really started doing some shadow work, some self work, spent a whole year single, and just kind of rebuilt my pieces.
mhm,
And the stronger foundation, personal foundation, allowed me like a self belief that I could do the things that I wanted to do. I could do the hard things. I could follow my dream. And it just all of a sudden, it was like, I don't know. I literally feel like I just woke up one day and was like, we're going all in today.
oh, I love yes,
And I started my markets in March.
mhm,
My Instagram, I kind of picked up this dead Instagram that had like 200 followers or something from a few years ago, and just have tried to rebuild it.
mhm,
And created my website. I just went all in, and it just felt like that was the right time. And there was
yes.
no more questions. There were no more doubts. It just, the vision, everything, it all just came together. So I'm grateful for the time that I spent like doing the hard work, because which I'm very much still doing, by the way. But it just feels like the right time now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. So literally 6 months ago, you're killing it. I thought you've been in business for like 5 years. I'm like, I'm seeing her everywhere. Oh my God, you're killing it, girl.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. That's so kind. Yeah, 6 months. It's my baby. So when I'm around all these other business owners and entrepreneurs, and specifically women business owners, I am like ears open, eyes wide open, just trying to listen and learn and soak up as much knowledge and as I can, because yeah, this is definitely, it's a journey. And it's a very fun one. I am so like, I wake up feeling so fulfilled, and happy,
Mhm.
which I cannot say in a very long time I've been able to feel those feelings. So while it's
Mhm.
very hard work, I'm very satisfied and grateful.
Oh my God. Congratulations. I'm so happy to hear that.
Thank
Because I
you.
can hear it through you, just how happy you are, but also because I firsthand went through that. I think that, as an entrepreneur and business owner, that is something we'll constantly go through because we're constantly evolving. I mean, we want to be constantly evolving. And it goes back to what you're saying about time. Sometimes we're pushing and pushing and pushing, but it's not the right time. And what you just described is when you went ahead and went for it 6 months ago, it was literally in flow. It's like everything you put out one. I don't know if this is how you felt, but like I felt that I just put out one thing and then all the pieces came together in flow, not effortlessly, not easy, but in flow.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, one opportunity, one market that I went to led me to meeting this one individual who then led me to meeting this one individual who put me in the
Huh?
room with my Hey Boo sisters who,
Yes.
it's everything has happened, like you said, not effortlessly, but just as like a natural flow of events. And I just am like, I feel so filled with like gratitude. I mean, truthfully, I just am like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
What is happening right now? Um, but I feel really grateful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful journey. And I know exactly what you mean, but it's as soon as you open your heart and embrace what you want and you follow that, that's when the universe, God, whatever you believe, really conspires with you because they have no reason to conspire against you, but you got to decide what do you want and really be able to open your heart to that. And I feel like you did that 6 months ago. And that's why all the pieces are coming through just in flow. And I could just truly see your happiness. I just remember hugging you when I first met you, and you're like, I don't know why I'm crying. I'm like, I don't know why. What did I do? But it was just like this beautiful energy, like feeling that you felt at home. Not at home with Hey Boo, but you just felt at home with what you were doing. Like, oh shit, this is all like lining up. Like it was
Now you're
that
gonna
weird.
make me cry.
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go.
That was literally like our interaction in the first 1 minute of like,
Yeah.
hi, oh my God, I've been stalking you. Like,
I felt, yeah, I get very emotional. And mental health is so big and so monumental. And a few years ago, while dealing with my mental health, I was very medicated in a way that wasn't the right way. And
yeah.
didn't have me, in the right things, and I wasn't in the right place, and it absolutely made me feel like I wasn't feeling my feelings. I felt
Mhm.
very numb, I suppose, to what was going on around me, and I was existing in my life, but I wasn't living it. And
Yeah.
so the last year and then this year of going through being a business owner and experiencing like everything that I am, I feel so overwhelmed with emotions sometimes because I feel like I'm in the right place. I feel like I'm in the right mind space, boundaries I've learned to set, and things like there's just so many wonderful gifts that I've learned and tools that I've been able to pick up in the last year and a half
Yeah.
that I feel like have impacted my ability to receive the things that are happening right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree 100%. That's exactly how I felt. And I still feel it every day is the emotions of, I think I told you, I just feel at peace with everything. And I think I was telling you that I feel so at peace that sometimes I don't know where I am. I'm like, oh, well, what am I supposed to do? Like I have this brain fog of like, what?
Yeah.
But I guess that is from all the work we are putting in and really focusing on our personal development and recognizing the mental health and all the things, right? I think that's what I don't like to say me first, especially for mothers or people who are caregivers. I don't like to say that because sometimes that doesn't resonate. And so for me, I have shifted that to me too. So I
Mhm.
can take care of you, but I can also take care of me too. The same love, the kindness, and the support and all of that. I can give that. Yes, I could give that to you, but I could also give that to me too. It's not a you first, me first. And I feel like you did that. You did that. And that's why you're here today, just like freaking a light of energy and sourcing so many great pieces and making other women happy. And so I just have to ask, okay, because I'm adoring your outfit, and I
Thank
adore
you.
every outfit. You go to the events, I'm like, oh my god, she's so cute.
Thank
Did
you.
you thrift your top because that's a cute top?
I did. So this is a really cute mesh guest top that I thrifted. I think it's like a Y2K guest top. But
Oh,
it's just a really cute like 3/4 sleeve top, and mesh, tops are really cute and in. And I was shocked to see one in such great shape at the thrift store. Like it looked
wow.
literally brand new. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it just kind of goes along with like, I'll see things that are at Target, for example, or H&M or whatever, and
Mhm.
you'll see these styles that are very on trend right now for the
Yeah.
season, and then head on over to Savers, and you will absolutely be able to find those same things for a fraction
Wow.
of the cost.
Girl.
Hmm.
What are we doing? What am I doing? I don't know.
And now
Because
you have me.
yes, I do have you as my personal like stylist. Because that top, the reason I'm intrigued is because I've been eyeing a top. It's similar. It's more of a lace detail
Hmm.
from Free People. It's sold out and it's always sold out because I want the black one. Then
Hmm.
I go on Amazon because I'm like, Amazon got everything, right? I don't really like to do that because again, I shared I'm a more of a timeless classical type piece person. I don't like to just shop random things. I like to keep them for years and be able to like mix them up and just have
Hmm.
that look and just add some spice to it. And so I looked on Amazon, but I haven't pulled the trigger because I'm like, well, I don't know if it's going to be the quality that I want. And so
Yeah.
that's why I'm eyeing your top. And I'm like, was that thrifted? And then you're telling me it's Guess. I'm like, girl, that's a great brand.
Yeah, it's really neat. Like, once you start, and I believe man in manifestation app was absolutely like 1,000%. The amount of times that I've been, I want some cowboy boots, I want a leather jacket, and then if not right away, within the next couple of weeks or so, you will find that thing, especially if you know that you're looking for it. And
Yeah.
so creating a Pinterest board of like wish list items, I'm looking for this, this, and this, and this. That's essentially what a style box is.
Mm.
Um, you put these things on your wish list and then I go and shop for them. And we have so many thrift stores in Vegas between
Yeah.
the Goodwill bins, the thrift stores, the private stores. Like there are so many shops. Like we can absolutely fulfill all of our fashion wish list needs at the
Oh my
thrift.
God. I love. Have you gone thrifting outside of Vegas?
Yes, yeah. I went to California earlier this year for a birthday trip, and I
Mhm.
went to some of the beach, like Goodwills and just the different thrift stores around. I feel so grateful to live in Vegas because of the prices that I experienced when I
Oh,
went to
yeah.
California thrift stores. I have a lot of girlfriends in California too that do the same thing, and they do struggle. It's hard out there. We're all feeling the increase of the thrift prices, the increases and things. But yeah, it's fun. It's really cool to go to different places and see the different demographic, the different style. We're very lucky in that we have like the Levi's outlet out here, for example, you will find a million pairs of Levi's at the thrift store, more modern, but because they're just getting rid of stuff. So they're knowing those things, you'll find a lot of stuff at the thrift store like that.
Well,
Hmm.
the thrift store is not always secondhand. It could be literally from stores, like them just distributing and getting rid of stuff.
Yeah, there's I can't think of the exact location, but there is a Goodwill out here that I've found that is filled with Zara pieces. Zara, I don't know if they have some kind of agreement or something, but
Mhm.
the I'm sorry, it's Salvation Army. They are
Mhm.
filled with Zara pieces. And
Wow.
it's like, Zara is kind of expensive. Definitely a
Yes.
fast fashion brand, but very expensive.
Mhm.
And so you can find those pieces for way less if you just know that information.
Oh
So,
my God. So they're
mhm.
not always secondhand. Because
Oh no,
I
you'll
know
find
that,
brand new.
I know the secret about like Nordstrom usually goes to Nordstrom Rack and then it goes to like TJ Maxx and Marshalls because you'll see a lot of those brands there. So like I know that. I didn't know that they would end up, some of the brands do end up at thrift stores too, especially Zara. Like that's where I shop. Like I buy their blazers at full price.
Yeah, and they'll be new with tags. So that's the other thing.
Oh,
I
sweet.
There's even other brands I see a lot of that you just see so much of it that I have to wonder, like, how could there possibly be so much of this without it being donated? And it's brand new or looks to be brand new. So I don't know what's going on, but
Oh my God,
yeah.
girl. I just had an idea because that's how my brain works. We should do like a Hey Boo event and you take us to go shop. Like everyone just like shops and then we do something fun, like all the pieces that we choose.
I have been dying to do a thrift crawl So I want to do,
Ooh,
instead of like a bar crawl, but do like
yeah.
a thrift crawl and have everybody meet up at like one location and then like have bounce around. And yeah, I think that would be so fun.
Hell yes. Oh my God. I would like have so much fun, girl. I hate shopping out there because again, it's like overwhelming for me. So I just online shop everything. But if I could be with you and some girlfriends and it's a fun thing and we get to move around and be together, down. So down for that.
That would be so fun. We should
Yeah, let's do that
we should
together.
figure that out. That
No, we
sounds
gotta
so
let
fun.
me write that down.
I know I got to put on a post-it note somewhere or it's lost in the abyss of my brain.
Yeah, it'll be gone. I'll remember when I watched this video multiple times. I'm like, well, yeah, I gotta write that down.
That'd be
I
so
love
fun.
it. I love it. So, what do you have coming up? Anything new that we should know about?
Yes, so I do have a bunch of events coming up this week.
Mhm.
This
Yes.
week and then for the month. So tomorrow I will be at the Hey Boo event. I'm so
Yay.
excited. Um, in solidarity for breast cancer. So I'm super excited for that one. Friday and every Friday, I'm always at Farm to Table Farmers Market at Craig Ranch Park. So
Oh,
that one, they have produce there. There's like a little
okay.
cow you can come pet and kiss. And yeah, it's like super fun for the kids. Lots of local vendors, really fun, 3 to 8 on Fridays. And then on Sunday, I'm doing an event at Market in the Alley at the
Okay.
Uncommons. That's a fun shopping center. End of the month, I'll be doing vintage market days in downtown Summerlin. I'll be
Ooh,
posted up
yes.
at Page and Rye. So I'm
Yes.
super excited. Um, and then I will have a new collection launching on the 18th. So it's going to be my new like vintage, hasn't before been seen at markets or anything. So keep your eyes peeled
Ooh,
for my website because
okay.
that will launch exclusively on my website.
Perfect. And we'll make sure we drop your Instagram, your website. So if anyone wants to see those curated pieces or be notified of the new pieces, they check out your website. But also follow her on Instagram because then you can see where she's at like that weekend or the following week. That's how I stay up to date. Again, I was sort of stalking her, seeing what kind of pieces she did. And then all of a sudden she ended up at my event. And I'm like, oh my God. I was so excited.
That was such a cool moment. I was like, oh my gosh, really? That was so awesome.
That was literally, if that was not meant to be, I don't know. I don't know what
For
that
real.
was.
That's so true.
So my last question before we close it out is if your girlfriend came up to you and she wanted to become an entrepreneur, what would be your first advice to give to her?
Hmm. My first piece of advice would be like self-belief will take you so far. You obviously need the belief. Okay,
Got
that was
it.
Penelope. That's Penelope. Self-belief will take you so far. People can beat you down and say whatever they want, and they absolutely will. They're going to talk about you. Um, but when you believe in yourself, it really doesn't matter. And when you love yourself so much, it doesn't matter what people say about you because it just kind of falls off of the shoulders. And then anything that you want to accomplish beyond that you'll have the belief that you can do it. And I think that's probably been the biggest gift I could have given myself was just starting to believe in myself that I can do things. And so I feel really grateful for my therapist because
I feel
she
that
helped
for
me
sure.
figure that out.
Yes. Thank you for our support team. Thank you for our community because, yeah, I could feel that super to the core. I lied. I have one more question because you are fairly new to Hey Boo. Can you share, like, what has been your experience with being part of Hey Boo?
Yes. So I I can't even put into words the amount of support and warmth and kindness that I have felt from the entire Hey Boo community from the moment that I've met you guys. It started by meeting one of the members at another event,
Mhm.
and Eliza, love you.
Yes.
She made me feel so seen and heard and was like, come on, like you'll fit right in. Just come on. We've got room for you over here. And it made me feel like there was a space for me and it was okay for me to feel heard. It was okay for me to talk about the things I needed or was afraid of, or I just felt so much support and the ability to be vulnerable and the ability to feel safe. And all of those things like compounded into one are probably things I've been like scared of, or as far as with female relationships, I've really struggled in that department and in allowing myself to feel safe. And so this community has just made me feel so welcomed and supported, and I just feel really grateful that our paths have crossed, and that I just get to be a part of it. I feel really, really grateful.
Oh, I'm so, so, so happy to hear that. Thank you so much. I was curious because you're new and we just rebranded to Hey Boo. So I was curious to hear like what was the experience. And I love everything you shared because that's exactly where my heart was when I rebranded. It was about women feeling seen, feeling heard, and feeling like they would never feel judged in a room of Hey Boo. Like literally, even if you knew no one in the room, I wanted that woman to feel like they were walking into like a group of girlfriends and they're like, oh my God, I feel like I've known you, but I don't know you. And you just described that perfectly. So I'm so like happy to hear that because that's exactly what I envisioned. And I'm like, oh my God, it's happening.
It can feel scary to meet new people, and especially I'd never been to a networking event at all ever, and so I didn't know what to expect. And it literally felt like just a bunch of the nicest girls, the nicest women being like, "Hey, girl, how are you? How it's so good to see you!" Like the energy that you're met with just makes you feel like, oh, okay, it's okay to be here. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't matter that I don't know anything. It doesn't matter that I'm new. It's okay.
Yeah.
They're really nice, and
Yeah.
like we all kind of go to that like young girl mentality sometimes, like you're afraid. And so yeah, it was very validating. It felt very validating to be there and like welcomed. So thank you.
Thank you. It's such an honor and pleasure to have you as a member. You just bring this energy that, again, I already knew. Like, I wanted that energy because I was stalking you. And here we are. And you just add that element to our group and really be, now I have a stylist. And now everyone else who's a part of Hey Boo has a stylist. And so it's just awesome to be able to watch your journey. And I know you said you don't know anything, but you do know a lot. You know a lot for where you are today, literally propelling your business in 6 months. And a key secret is a lot of us don't know what we're doing. Like a lot of this is first time for all of us. Even if we've been in it for 15 years, it's our first time of 15 years being in business, right? It's not something that we cookie cuttered and copy and pasted. And I think that's what makes it really unique and beautiful to have all these women in a room that are uniquely them. And we're really just wanting to build our business and rise together. And we get to do that here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful community. So you've done a very good job like harboring your vision into this like beautiful group of people. So it's very, very cool.
Thank you. Thank you. But it goes back to what you did. The work you did, that's the work I did to get here with that vision. But
Yeah,
thank you so much, Devin. And thank you, Penelope, for making an appearance for us. I love her.
her little
Okay.
freckle face. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Devin, for just really sharing your story, sharing more about your business and how we can get in touch with you. And yes, we're going to need to plan that thrift crawl because that sounds like so much fun. Um,
Yes.
for everyone listening, I will drop all her information. Be sure to follow her so you can check where she's out this week, next week, or the following week. And if you need a personal stylist, well, here's Devin. Thank you again. Talk
Thank
to you soon.
you. Bye.